Welcome! Today we are talking about the world of sound in cinema. This tutorial will explore the fundamentals of film sound, from recording and editing to mixing and mastering. Sound is a really important and powerful tool in filmmaking. It can touch our emotion and can make us enter completely into a scene of a movie we are watching. As I said, sound is a very powerful technique. Even before recorded sound was introduced, silent film were accompanied by orchestra, organ or piano. Sound decision is a crucial moment for filmmakers. It can significantly alter the viewer's experience, potentially transforming the entire narrative and emotional impact of the film. One of the first movies that changed the game of this topic is Star Wars. The iconic sound of the movie, like the one of the epic lightsabers or the space shuttles, for example, have completely revolutionized the world of sound. The Letter from Siberia sequence highlights the power of sound in filmmaking, specifically in guiding our attention and shaping our expectation. Three key moments stands out. The different commentators' description of the same scenes make us focus different aspects of it. A door creaking sound in a room make us anticipate someone's entrance, and a brief silence before an explosion make the sound seem abnormally loud. Film sound can include any mixture of speech, music, and noise. Filmmakers make decisions about the type and density of sounds, as well as their properties. Loudness, the amplitude of sound vibration, which produce our sense of volume or loudness. Loudness is also related to perceived distance, with louder sounds seeming closer. Pitch, the frequency of sound vibrations, which affects the perceived highness or lowness of a sound. And timbre, the harmonic components of a sound which give it a unique tone quality or color. Timbre is essential in describing the texture or feel of a sound and distinguishes musical instruments from each other. Loudness, pitch and timbre define the overall sonic texture of a film. But how are these effects captured then? With recording, of course. Dialogue is usually recorded during filming, but may be dubbed or looped later in a recording studio using automated dialogue recording. Music is almost never recorded during principal photography, but is instead added during post-production. And sound effects are also added during post-production, often using the Foley process, which involves recording specific sounds in a studio, such as footsteps or rustling fabrics. Reworking sound. Once the sounds are captured, the creation of the film soundtrack resembles the editing of the image track. Just as you can pick the best image from several shots, you may choose what exact bit of sound will serve your purpose. The microphone is unselective. Like the camera lens, it doesn't automatically filter out what's distracting. You know that if you set up a microphone in what it seems to be a quiet environment, those normally unnoticed sounds can become a problem. Dialogue doesn't always rank highest in importance. Sound effects are usually central to action sequence, while music can dominate dance scenes, transitional sequence, or emotion-laden moments. Sound mixing. With this chapter, we enter into a more technical part related to sound processing. Sound mixing can be divided into three main parts. The first one, selecting and reworking sound. When it comes to sound design, one of the most important things to consider is selecting and reworking specific sounds to create a desired effects. Mixing sound. Once you've selected and reworked your sounds, it's time to mix them together to create a cohesive soundtrack. This involves combining sounds in a way that creates a specific pattern and links events in time. Auditory stream. The auditory stream is all about creating a specific mood or atmosphere. It's about guiding the viewer's attention.
You have to answer for Santino, Carlo.
Mike, you got it all wrong.
You fingered Sonny for the Barzini people. Ah, that little farce you played with my sister. You think that could fool a Corleone?
I come innocent. I just run the kids.
Get him a drink.
Sound in film can be layered and manipulating during the mixing process to enchant the narrative. Examples include Jurassic Park and The Good Father, where quick sound contrasts create tension. Filmmaker can create dense or sparse soundscapes, blending sound smoothly or using sharp contrasts to evoke emotion and highlight important moments. Akira Kurosawa's use of sound in the final battle sequence of Seven Samurai demonstrates how sound can create stream of information. The constant background noise of rain and wind sets the scene, while the sound of footsteps, swords, and pauses build tension. Filmmakers use sound, particularly music, to create engaging patterns and emotion in their films. They control dimensions such as rhythm, fidelity, spatial condition, and temporal relationship to connect sounds to images and guide viewers' attention. Rhythm in particular has deep impact on viewers, influencing their heartbeat and visual attention, and is often coordinated with image movement and editing to enhance the overall impact of a scene. Diegetic versus non-diegetic sound. Diegetic sound is sound that has a source in the story world. The words spoken by the characters, sound made by objects in the story, and music represented as coming from instruments inside the story space are all diegetic sounds. Non-diegetic sounds are all those type of sounds outside the story world. Music added to enchant the film's action, for example, is the most common type of non-diegetic sound. Filmmakers can create disparities between sound editing and image rhythm to create a unique effects. Film sound is a complex process that involves several technical aspects. For example, the frequency response of a film soundtrack is typically between 20 Hz and 20,000 Hz. The dynamic range of a film soundtrack is typically between 80 dB and 120 dB. In movies, sound helps create a sense of depth and space by using volume, tone, and echoes to make it feel like sounds are coming from different places in the scene. This makes it easier to follow the story and feel like you're really there. That was it for today. To end this video, I wanna say that sound is a very powerful tool in filmmaking. It can make us feel emotion, focus our attention, and even change how we think. By understanding how we use sound effectively, we can make our own movies more engaging, memorable, and impactful. So don't underestimate the power of sound. It can make all the difference in your storytelling.